What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ivan the Great coming to you once again with a special episode, and I got a special guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name, for those of you who don't know me, is OG Silverback, and I got a prison genre channel where I talk about all things masculine, self-improvement, martial arts, and most importantly, keeping your ass out of prison. Thanks for having me, bro.
Man, thank you. I wouldn't even kind of consider you like prison genre because I see more of like the self-improvement out of your page, but is that who your audience is geared to, speaking towards? Because I think that it kind of seems like on your page is for anybody that comes there. So, you know,
yeah, that's a good question, Ivan. Basically, what I do, man, I wanna do this coin phrase with you. I believe in pizza slices. So if you ever go to like Pizza Hut, they got this thing called a personal pizza. And it's just cut into 4 slices, and that's how I look at life. So let's say the number is 100, and you cut it into 4. That's 24. That's 25 times 4 is 100. So my one slice, the 1/4 of it is geared toward prison dudes and knucklehead dudes, because I was a square dude. I was in the military. I was doing the square things. I believed in paying taxes and doing the right thing. And I got on drugs. I went to prison, and what I learned in prison, it taught me about really being in control of your emotions, dude, and your thoughts. So then my second fourth is for dudes that want to, you know, maybe young dudes or middle-aged dudes who want to make the best out of their life. I got a section for self-improvement, personal development, which is more like, you know, being the best version of yourself, believing in yourself, aligning yourself with people that want to help you, you know, to accomplish your goals. And another fourth I got is for dudes that just want to be savages, but I'm talking about like a modern day warrior like you, my man. Like, you know, you deep inside, you're an animal and you're a beast, but then to get along in society, you know how to play the rules and be charismatic and charming and get along. But if somebody try to hurt your family, you release the beast. That's my martial arts side. And then the last fourth is for young dudes or maybe middle-aged dudes that's been divorced that want to learn how to deal with modern women, because modern women nowadays, bro, they don't understand their roles in society. And if you don't understand your role as a man, you'll be what I call a bench warmer boy or a soy boy, and women will walk all over you, and then you just be feeling frustrated. So that's basically what my channel has.
Oh, definitely. I mean, so you got something for everybody that comes in there, definitely. So, I mean, so in self-improvement, where'd you get your start in, I guess, in self-improvement, like to become a focus to where you're ready to share it with the world? How did you get started doing that?
Well, I gotta be honest with you. That's a good question. So first I wanted to say that when I was in the military, man, I had a lot of good role models. Like some of the NCOs are really pivotal in my life. But at that point, Ivan, I was too young to really appreciate the gems they were giving me. So don't take this the wrong way. I was in my 20s.
Okay, I was going to ask you that, what age you went into the military at, because I went in
at 17. I went in at 17, and I did 10 years in the military before I got in trouble. Okay. But I had this one NCO in particular. His name is Sergeant Lobby, and he was from Nigeria, man, straight from Africa. And I was like, how's an African dude getting the United States Army? But I guess if you got a green card, or I mean, I guess if you got your citizenship. But this dude was straight from Africa, like had I don't know if you know the singer named Seal that's got the cuts in his face and all that stuff. You ever heard of Seal? Yeah, but that means something in their tribe. So these dudes had cuts on his face, he was a savage, bro. And he used to always tell me, hey, my friend, you always doing this martial arts, bodybuilding, and all these weapons. You should go to school and take advantage of the military. Because when I was in the military, Ivan, on college, they had these satellite campuses where you can actually get your degree. Like you can get your degree while you're I mean, of course, if you're not on guard duty or CQ or whatever, you're not on a mission, you can, you know, get your degree. But I was
like the education center.
Yeah, the education center. Yeah. So, but I was so busy trying to be, you know, Mr. Olympia and Bruce Lee and all this manly stuff that I didn't listen. You know, I did take a few courses, but when I look back on it, Ivan, I could have got, you know, I did 10 years in the military. I could have came out with a master's. And so he was always on me, man. I was always wondering why this dude, I felt like he was picking on me, right? So then fast forward, I get on crack, man, because I was supposed to deploy to, it was called Desert Storm back then. And I was afraid that I was going to lose my life, because I've seen dudes lose their life, right? So I got on crack, military kicks me out, end up in prison for 10 years, right? Level 4 prison. And just the savagery I saw, I said to myself, Ivan, I would just sit in the shoe or in my cell and I would reflect back on the things that Sergeant Lobby told me. If you're listening to Sergeant Lobby, man, appreciate you. I would think back on the stuff he would tell me. So right then in prison, I decided, you know what, man, I'm going to reinvent myself to make myself a better person. So I start aligning myself with positive type of behavior, because I knew I was going to get out of prison and I was going to like get back on the good side of society. So when I got out of prison, I had a German buddy that I was in the military with, and you know, he went to prison too, but he got out before me, and he was doing computers, and I was working manual labor, and I ran into the dude, and I was like, hey man, I ain't cut out for this manual. He said, hey man, go to school and go down to there and get a Pell Grant. So I went down there and I was going to college for computer science. So I told my professor, I was like, hey man, I'm a starving student, man. I need help. And just because I was studious, Ivan, he recommended me a job in Silicon Valley, which is up in San Jose. So when I was in San Jose, man, I had a mentor. He was a Spanish dude. He was like, hey, my man, like, if you want to be good in this field, you should start going to computer conferences and seminars and join computer associations so you can learn lingo, learn how to dress. Because I was wearing my halfway house clothes. You know, they give these homeless dude clothes. So I was pretty scraggly looking. Yeah. So anyway, when I started going to those conferences, I met this German lady. I'm not going to say her name, but I met this German lady at the conference, and dude, we just was kind of attracted to each other because I've been to Germany. I don't speak fluent German now, but I sprechen Sie Deutsch. You know, I you know, expressen bisschen Deutsch. Yeah. You know, I still get out.
For those who don't know, that's speaking a little bit of German is what he said.
Yeah. So hey, Ivan, I heard her accent, and I was like, hey, are you from Germany? She's like, yeah, I'm from Heidelberg. And I go, ich lebe in 5 Jahren in wunderbar Deutschland. I hit her with that. She's like, oh my gosh, she just lit up. And so then we started having a relationship. And this lady was a vice president, bro. So she turned me on to Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, Anthony Robbins. And she gave me these, back then they had these little cassette tapes, right?
Yeah.
No, but bro, you know, I have been in prison for 10 years, doing no fap. You know, my wife left me. I didn't masturbate, didn't mess with homosexuals. So after 10 years of not being with a woman and then having, you know, relations with a woman, I was in love with her, bro. Yeah. And through her love and her belief in me, you know, because Germans, when you go to Germany, bro, I'll be honest with you, there's two types of Germans, man. There's some Germans that are just really open, loving. You know, they love minorities or whatever. And I ain't gonna lie to you, they still got like the real Nazis over there, like for real. Like it'll come up on the news like, hey, this is what they'll tell you. If you're a minority, don't go downtown today because there's a Nazi parade and them dudes ain't playing. So, you know, I gravitated with the German.
Overseas in the military, you see that. For anybody who's been in the military that knows about overseas, is they put out reports and they'll let you know if a protest is going on outside of base. Because a lot of these countries, just because a base is there, doesn't mean those people in that country don't want you there. So my first duty station was Korea, and I was in Seoul.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody knows about Yongsan, then they typically have protests outside the base like that, and they would warn you not to go outside the base. But in Korea, we had curfew. So how was it in Germany? Did you guys have like curfews and stuff like that?
No, but they would do the broadcast when they was having a Nazi day or Nazi parade. No, because the Nazis ain't playing, man. They like.
I heard they still celebrate Hitler's birthday. I heard Hitler's birthday is a holiday.
Yeah, but no offense, but like I'm not prejudiced, guys, because I'm mixed. But these white boys over here, like they playing Nazi and AB. Like over there, I mean, it's the original dudes. Like even though I don't know if you want to say we won the war or whatever. There's a different controversy. But the Nazis are still around, bro. But anyway, what I was trying to say is, you know, I was gravitating toward German people that were open to minorities. So I learned German, had a German girlfriend. So when I met this German lady, hit her with the German, we had a relationship, bro. And she taught me, man, to be serious about your goals. So I was just on these cassette tapes, bro. I would listen to those cassette tapes while we made love, bro. She would sleep with them. She would have them on while we slept. I listened to them in my car. I listened to them when I worked out. And then from that, bro, 3 years, I went from living in a halfway house for like homeless dudes to making $300,000 a year, man, in Silicon Valley. So that's why I really believe in personal development and self-improvement.
Did you let me ask you this. Did you ever experience imposter syndrome? You know,
what's that?
Like, kind of like where you have like all the tools to do something, but you kind of feel like you aren't supposed to be there. Like it's like a string of luck that you made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never heard of that. See, that's why I gravitated to your channel. You be having some heavy stuff. I never heard of that, but I did experience that, bro, because the success came so quickly because I just want to share this with you on your channel. So when I was in corporate America, I talked like this. Hey, good morning, golly gee, how are you guys today? Yeah, let's build some servers, because no, I had to be so different from my real personality because, and I'm not trying to be offensive, a lot of Asian dudes with money, a lot of Indian dudes with money, like Indian with the red dot, like, so he'd get the sheep, a lot of white dudes with money, they're not used to being around minorities from the hood. And so minorities from the hood, you know, we speak loud, we're aggressive, that's just how it is. It's just how we talk. And so when you go to a corporate office, you got to fit in. So I came up with this duplicitous behavior. And that's why, you know, I be telling a lot of dudes on my channel. That's who I really am. But in corporate America, I had to play this role. And so to answer your question, dude, the success came so quickly because I played this role totally, like it's called method acting. I became this techie nerd dude that the German dude told me to be, in my German girlfriend. And I just played the rules because I was straight out of prison, bro. So, I mean, what else I got to do? I just studied, went to conferences, seminars, listened to those tapes and stuff. And dude, I got so successful, I had the imposter syndrome. I'm like, oh man, people going to find out that I'm really not that dude. And I'm glad you gave it a name.
Yeah. Because, you know, there's a lot of people that say they have it, that when they adapt to something, that they study something the same way you did, they study it, that they don't necessarily have they almost feel like it's luck that they did it. That
right.
You know, luck. But then also another thing you touched on was networking. How key was that? Because that had to take to go into those conferences, like you said, to start out in clothes that were for the homeless, to come from there, to be comfortable enough, I guess, to relax enough to go out and say, okay, I'm gonna talk to this vice president, and not walk away and you know, accept the help, accept those things. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me add to that. Yeah, but let me add to that. First of all, bro, like the whole thing, luck, and I learned this from personal development. To me, luck means L stands for laboring, U stands for under, C stands for correct, and K stands for knowledge. Laboring under correct knowledge. So I don't really believe in luck, bro. The reason I had imposter syndrome is because, and this is on my channel. And I didn't make it up. I'm just sharing with you. I do what's called monkey see, monkey do. So I learned this from the German dude and the German girl. She was like, if you want to be successful, all you do is find the most successful guy in your company or in the gym or that's doing martial arts or with women or whatever, and you befriend this dude. You learn, like, there's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah.
You read this book and you apply those technologies to become their friend. And then all you do, like, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I wanted to be like you. First of all, I would move to wherever you live at. I don't know. But then secondly, I would wear that green, I would wear the hat that you got on. I would trim my beard up like that. I would wear a black t-shirt like you're doing. I would eat how you eat. I sleep. It's called mirroring.
Yeah. And
then once I reach your level of success, I can reverse engineer it. So what I'm trying to say is, I went ahead and on my channel, it's called Fake It Till You Make It. Now, there's a lot of trolls come on my channel be talking about, oh, you know, that's fakery, that's this and that's that. But like, dude, in this life, bro, sometimes you got to step outside of your comfort zone of who you believe you are, or who your parents told you are, your society told you are, even the military, whatever. And you got to sit down sometime. That's why I'm not trying to say prison's a positive thing. All I'm saying is when I was in the SHU or segregated housing by myself for like 3, 6, 9 months, and they never opened the door. So you got to play mental tricks. I would just look and I would say to myself, like, who is it I want to, who is it am I really? And then from there, I'll become congruent with whoever I believe I am, not who society said I was or whatever. So sometimes, Ivan, when you want to become a different person from who you are, dude, you got to act as if. You got to act like you're that person until you become that person. So that's where faking until you make it comes from. You got to fake who you are until you become it, because they say practice makes perfect. That's not true. And practice makes perfect, because when you first try something, it's going to be weird. It's going to be difficult. You're not going to want to do it. You're going to feel like you're faking. You're going to feel like you're a fraud. But you have to keep consistent with what you determine you want to be. And then over time, you'll become that individual.
So that segues into my